Hey everybody, it's Jim from Morris Spine and Sport, Root Cause Functional Medicine, and Big Bear Strength and Conditioning. We're continuing our Powerful Women series today, and we have an incredible treat for you. Dr. Case is actually going to interview former New Jersey Governor and former EPA Director, Christine Todd Whitman. They're not talking politics, it's all about that special sauce, what makes people special, and what gets them nice and driven to accomplish great things in life. So without further ado, let's go inside and let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Dr. Randy Case from Morris Spine and Sport, Root Cause Functional Medicine, and Big Bear Strength and Conditioning. And welcome to our newest episode of Powerful Women, What's Your Root Cause? Today we have a very special guest. We have former Governor Christine Todd Whitman, and she's here with me today to talk about what it's like to be a powerful woman. She's been very successful, and we're here to kind of hear her side of things. You wear many hats. So you were a daughter, you were a mother, you are a grandmother, you were a governor, a chairwoman, board members, author, and I consider you my friend. You spent a lot of your time kind of working as a Republican, but also kind of bringing us back together, which I think is a very special trait. So we're here today to find out what is your root cause? How did you get to where you are? What's the special sauce? Where did that come from? And what energizes you? So you have a very busy schedule. You always keep yourself really busy. And so I want to kind of learn what was the driving force for you to get into politics, to be an author, to strive to do more, do better, succeed.
I was raised in a political family. And I'm the youngest of 4 by 8 years, so that meant I was always hanging around. The others were off away at school, college, stuff like that, and so I'd be at my parents' dinner table and I'd listen to them talk about what was going on in the world and what was going on in the state and locally. They never ran for office, but they were very involved with party politics, and so I grew up knowing that I wanted to do something in policy. I was more focused on international, because we'd lived in France for a year when I was a kid, a little more than a year. And when I went to college, I majored in international government and minored in history. And I didn't know what I wanted to do when I got out of college, except thinking about going to the State Department or something like that. Knew I wanted to do something in policy, and then, as often happens in life, things sort of fall your way and you take advantage of circumstances as they open up. And my parents were very much, you can do anything you want as long as you work hard for it. You got to work hard for it. And so I never worried about whether women didn't do that. That was never an issue.
So growing up with political parents, I know that when you were 9, you went to your first political event, you met Eisenhower there. So what was that like as a kid, kind of wandering around in that kind of an environment?
Oh, it was just a lot of fun. It was very exciting. There were all these television stars that you had seen, and they were all, in those days you used to have all kinds of demonstrations on the floor and people marching, and it was all a wild scene. So it was fun. It was fun. And then my mother was at the first convention, she was chairman of the program and planning, so she was putting it all on. And so I got to meet all the people she was working with, and all the entertainment, because they had entertainment. They used to have wasn't all just strict political speeches, although they were, but they'd bring in all sorts of movie stars and stuff who would talk about other things. So it was fun. I had a very good time.
The Washington Post, there was an article that said that she grew up competitive and headstrong, the youngest of 4 children and a tomboy.
Oh, very much so.
She drove a toy tractor, she rode in equestrian competitions, and she had boxing gloves. At her first political convention in 1956, at the age of 9, Whitman, the jokester, wore a trick hat. Do you remember that trick hat?
Oh yes. It didn't make my mother popular with some of the people. They were doing a press conference. My sister was out there too, and she was 12 years older than I, and so she'd taken me to Disney World, anything to get me out of the way. And I'd gotten one of those Mickey Mouse hats that had a fake dagger going through it, and I wanted to wear it. I wore it everywhere. And so we went to this press conference that my mother was holding with, it was George Murphy, who at that point was an actor but then became a senator from California, and a couple of other people who were helping, who were putting on the convention. And I sat in the front row, and the press all thought this was the photo op, rather than all these people sort of sitting up there going through so-and-so's going to speak when. And so then they asked me to go up behind, and I stood behind the people sitting up there. They were not all happy. They didn't have a sense of humor.